Okay, time for DD2 and DD2 Masters Heat number 1. Let's take you through the starting grid. Dylan LaHaye starts from pole position in the 428, representing Belgium, his first appearance in this class. Noah Hipp will be alongside in the 414 with Nikita Genza and newbie to DD2, Paul Fourquemin from France. Mats Overhoff and Victor Sandin round out row number 3. Kilian Gerhard and the man who put it on pole for DD2 Masters, Germany's Bastian Karpov, complete the top 4 rows. Then we've got Brian Ankier and Louis Koch rounding at the top 10. After that, Benjamin Unterberger and Bennett Demler complete row 6. Di Monotto Francesco and Luca Neuenhausen round out row 7. Following that, Moritz Knopfius, Niels Böhler, Lukas Lippert, Marek Mak, and then we've got Maximilian Adolf, Sung-Hun Moon from Korea, and Sam Knopfius rounding out the 21-strong grid. 10 minutes on the timer, plus an additional lap. And good to see quite a few people in the chat joining us. I know that there's over 250 people concurrently watching at the moment. And I'm sure that those numbers will climb once we get to our first KZ2 and KZ2 Masters race at 3:10 p.m. European time. If you are watching from the UK, welcome along. I know it's 10. It will be. It's currently just gone 10 to 1 in the afternoon. So you might have just had your Saturday afternoon lunch, or you're probably still part of the way through it whilst you're watching the show here at Karting Genk. Okay, so for those new to karting, one of the other good things is that this is the 2 respective gearbox classes that we have in the Rotax racing family. 2-speed gearboxes. So there is a gearbox attached to the rear axle, no chain sprocket like we have in the direct drive classes, which is all the other Rotax racing classes that we have with mini and mini rookie, juniors, seniors. So 21 drivers getting readied and under starters orders for 10 minutes plus an additional lap of racing action here at the Home of Champions. And this is where, in the Rotax racing family, we see drivers try and do the old mental psych games. So, drivers now crawl out of the 12th and final corner. We now gently saunter into the tram lines. Lights are on. Lights are out first time. We're underway. Good start by Dylan LaHaye from the front row. As he leads the way, looks like Nikita Genza was trying to go up the inside of Noah Hipp, through into turn 2. And it's a bit of a free-for-all. Paul Fourquemin barnstorming his way up the inside, through into turn 3. And he's trying to get round the outside and stay in 4th for the moment. He does so. Mats-Johan Overhoff a couple of positions behind in the 455. The man who finally captured a Grand Finals title with Project T20 in Bahrain against close competition. Shout out to Spencer Braun from the UK. But Dylan LaHaye, in his first appearance as a DD2 driver, not in the familiar colours that maybe a lot of people in this neck of the woods would have associated, but a dive bomb up the inside, through at turn 10 by Germany's Nikita Genza from Dorn Motorsport, gets through on Noah Hipp. There's no hip check involved with that one. Mats Overhoff trying to do his level best to try and close on in. Fourquemin will round out the top 4 as Dylan LaHaye leads the way by over 0.6 of a second. Genza is closing under braking on Dylan LaHaye. They are both on Kart Republic chassis. And Noah Hipp definitely fancies an opportunity of a race win early at this point in the weekend. Fourquemin 4th. Victor Sandin in 5th. Bastian Karpov, the current DD2 Masters race leader, holding station in 6th, ahead of Mats-Johan Overhoff, Kilian Gerhard. And then we've got Brian Ankier and then Bennett Demler completing the top 10. Demler's had an absolutely interesting sign of the fact he's made up 2 places. Neuenhausen is now up 3 places from 14th on the grid to 11th. And now Genza is breathing all down the back of LaHaye's race overalls as he sends it up the inside through the 12th and final corner. That's Genza to the lead as now we complete lap number 2. And Noah Hipp is right on the rear bumper of the 428, and he goes through at turn 2 in his own right. Great anticipation using perfect measure of that slipstream, got into the coattails of Dylan LaHaye and put it past him. So Dylan LaHaye, within half a lap, has dropped from the race lead to third position. But this is his first outing on a new chassis. He was doing a lot of DJing last year and was hoping to come back to racing. I actually spoke to him yesterday and he said, yeah, I decided to sort of put the DJing on the shelf a little bit because I want to come back racing. Mats-Johan Overhoff dives up the inside. That was on Bastian Karpoff through turn 10. So Overhoff starting to gather some pace. He also did double duty last year at multiple race weekends, doing E20 and DD2. Of course, for those wondering, E20 is the all-electric in-house project from BRP Rotax that uses the same front and rear braking systems as we see on these karts on your screens right now. Front and rear braking systems. There is Neuenhausen. He's up now to 9th place. So that's 5 positions gained by the man from the Netherlands. And he's just lost one to, I think that might be Benjamin Unterberger just in front of him. In the 402, looks to be the case, running on the Birol ART chassis. And just behind them is Sam Knopfjes in the 444. Knopfjes started at the back end of the field in 21st position and gets through on Neuenhausen. That's a great little dive bomb up the inside through at turn 12. If someone opens the door, you take complete advantage. As Overhoff, actually, that was Kilian Gerhardt that he got through. So at the minute, Bastian Karpoff has dropped all the way down to 11th position and could be under threat by Lukas Lippert and also Moritz Knopfjes. So those are the top 3 in DD2 Masters as we are 5 minutes and 45 seconds to go. Absolute launch up the inside. Oh, dearie. I've never seen someone do that for quite a long time. Benjamin Unterberger just literally did a Knight Rider jump over the curbing through at turn 7, despite the best efforts of the, of the driver that was along with him. So that just goes to show there is full commitment from these drivers. Brian Unkier, I think that was, he managed to keep ahead of. But Nikita Genza is starting to open up a gap, nearly 2 seconds, with coming up to half time. And the 434, Bennett Demler has just been given a 3-second time penalty for 2 wheels outside of the tram lines. So where is Bennett Demler at the moment? Currently 13th. That is going to drop him more than likely, depending on how far he gets away from those behind him. It could be the case that Bennett Demler will find himself towards the bottom part of the top 15 overall. That could be around 12th or 13th place when you take out of the equation DD2 and DD2 Masters. Noah Hypno at this moment is still not getting away from Dylan LaHaye. LaHaye is about 3 or so tenths of a second behind. They now make their way through into turn 12. Victor Sendin from France and Mats-Johan Overhoff complete the top 5 as we now go on to lap number 7 of this race. Unfortunately, Marek Mak was out on the opening lap of this first of 3 DD2 and DD2 Masters heats. Nikita Genza in clear air is pushing the limit. 55.664 set by the young man from Germany. That was a few laps ago, but then Paul Quemin, for many a year, was the veteran driver in terms of age in the senior Rotax class, has just put in a 55.632. Had a nice little catch up with him yesterday, and I said, how are you getting on? He went, yeah, not too bad. I'm still finding my feet a little bit. Well, you put a fastest lap in on the first heat of the weekend and of your new challenge for 2024. That is just something that I'm going to be looking forward to seeing a little bit later on this year over the course of 2024. Sung Hung Moon from Korea is out. He's parked it in the pit lane after 5 laps. So we are down to 19 runners and riders here in this opening heat out of 3 for DD2 and DD2 Masters. Nikita Genza looking to strike early whilst the iron is hot. And now has a 2.2 second advantage. Mats Johan Overhoff, I think, was just going for a move on Victor Sandin through turn 7. And has he got past? The answer is a resounding yes, because now you've got Kylian Guérin and Brian O'Shea not too far behind, so it's going to be a bit close between the 3 French drivers. And that was the 401 just getting through. Kylian Guérin in the all-white. Well, that's basically pretty much all white body panelled chassis, including, I think, the Nassau panel, which is the case, and it is looks to be a KR chassis. Genza now is being closed in on. Noah Hip is starting to push. New fastest lap of the race by Bastian Krapov in the 510, 55.304. So it just goes to show that even if you are in DD2 Masters and you're one of the younger drivers in that class, you can actually showcase that you still can be on the pace as everybody else. So there we go. Steely moving up the inside. And that was the 413 of Brian O'Shea that gets through on Victor Sandin. So the Sandin, the 410, drops behind Guérin and O'Shea. We come down to the final 90 seconds plus an additional lap. And Noah Hip, his pace has sort of not fallen off a cliff as Neuenhausen is being attacked from all fronts. And we got a bit of a check there from the kart behind him, which was the 526 of Lukas Lippert from Germany. And I think also in that mix was, yeah, Bastian Krapov. And there we go, Lippert through on Neuenhausen, through out of turn number 7. I think that's Bennett Demler just closing in as well. Demler's just got, well, just managed to get through on the inside, the 434 that will be demoted back down the order with a 3-second post-race penalty. Dylan LaHaye, new fastest lap of the race, 55.168. He's closing to within 3 and a bit tenths of a second. Not even that, now he's halved it. So Dylan LaHaye trying to go for second position. He knows this track like the back of his hand. As very, very close there between the 444 and the 488. That's Sem Knopfjes up the inside of, well, I think Sem Knopfjes up the inside. That was on the 482, I believe. I think it might have been the 482. Sem Knopfjes, no, yeah, that was the 402 of Benjamin Unterberger. So timer now expires. Lucas I think that was very much the case of Lukas Lippert trying to get through. He's got Neuenhausen behind. Then Neuenhausen sends it up the inside through into turn 10. Right, last lap underway, and Nikita Genza, what's his lead? 1.8 seconds. Dylan LaHaye is going for gold. Well, not going for gold, he's having to go for silver. He's trying to go for second. He's currently in bronze place at the minute. Through turn 4, LaHaye might get the run out of turn 6 and onto the fast-paced backstretch at the Europlan. He swings out wide to try and get the cutback, goes to the outside. He's not far enough alongside to get the side draft yet, but he's going to put Noah Hip under significant pressure. A little bit of a touch between front and rear bumper. Dylan LaHaye's got to be careful he doesn't get a front fairing penalty. That's an automatic 5-second time penalty added post-race, but out of turn 9. LaHaye's got the traction, but he's going to be at the outside at turn 10. Meanwhile, Nikita Genza makes his way down to turn 12. Genza started on the inside of row number 2, but he's coming out of the final corner. Nikita Genza from Door Motorsport picks up the win. It's going to be Noah Hip by a whisker ahead of Dylan LaHaye, who in his debut as a DD2 driver takes 3rd place in the heat. Mats Overhoff manages to recover from I think around about 7th or 8th position, makes it up to P4, having started 5th. Kylian Guérin takes 5th place. Brian O'Shea 6th ahead of Bastian Krapov, who takes the win in DD2 Masters for the first of 3 heats. Sem Knopfjes all the way down from stone dead last to 8th. Victor Sandin 9th. Benjamin Unterberger completes the top 10. Luca Neuenhausen Lucas Lippert, Bennett Demler, who will get a 3-second post-race penalty, and that will drop into around about 15th by my calculations, and puts him behind Dimonotto Francesco, Maurice Knopfiers, Niels Böhler, Paul Forquemin, finished all the way down in 17th. Not an easy one for the French driver in his DD2 debut here at Karting Genk. Louis Koch rounds out the top 18 with Maximilian Adolf completing the 19 finishers. Sun Hung Moon from Korea out on lap 5, and Marek Mak out on the opening lap of the race.